Accucare Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine in Brick, New Jersey offers a state-of-the-art facility with all the best and current treatments. With athletic trainers, massage therapists, and doctors of physical therapy, Accucare has everything you need to stay healthy and perform at the highest level. Cupping, stretching, laser therapy, compression boots, and a full-body cryo chamber are just some of what you can expect at Accucare. Check out their website and social media links in my bio. No prescription is needed to see them. So call them today and start feeling and performing at your best. Again, thank you to Accucare for sponsoring the Shore Football Report.
Looking at the Liberty division and these schedules for 2023, again, another division with a bunch of turnover. 4 teams out, 4 new teams in. Again, a lot of teams that are looking to kind of break through into a bigger echelon in the Shore Conference. Some coming off nice seasons. This is the division that Matawan won last year. They are now out of the division. This year it's Central Regional, Monmouth Regional, Neptune, Pinelands, Toms River East, Toms River South. This, again, when we talk about these teams that are just kind of like there's no real connection or rivalry other than East and South, which are 2 old Toms River rivals. Mm-hmm. You just have teams that don't really have any traditional rivalry with each other. But looking at it right off the bat, Pinelands was one of the more surprised teams last year.
Yes, they were.
Their history, they've struggled. We all know they've struggled for long stretches of their history, but they really turned it around last year under Coach John Tierney, had a breakthrough season. This could be a big opportunity for them. I mean, Pinelands winning a division title is an extremely rare occurrence, and they certainly should have a chance here.
Listen, first of all the programs have head coaches that are very enthusiastic, high energy. They love their players. That's what I love about this division when I talk to the coaches. But John Tierney, 7 starters back, 6 on defense. Jamin Parkinson, remember that name. He's a sophomore right now, going to be a junior. Ran over 1,000 yards. He's their future and present. But they were 6-2 on the JV level. So John's got a good nucleus of guys that finally started winning, and they're all a lot of guys coming back. They're excited with that.
This is a program that won 1 division title in 1987.
Yeah. Now, so I want to talk
be a whole new world for them.
We talked before we came on here. Central had one of those years you don't want in terms of injuries.
And not only that, it happened right off the bat, right?
Yeah.
Season opener, yeah. Chase Gumbrick, one of the top returning running backs in the Shore Conference, gets hurt. Pretty much misses the whole season.
Love Jared Pigeon. I love Jared Pigeon. He is an outstanding football coach, goes after it, passionate. He puts everything into it. They have 10 starters back on 8 on defense, a lot of injuries. A lot of freshmen, sophomores were bumped up because of the injuries. And so a positive for next year would be last year, what just happened.
Right. You're hoping to at least reap the benefits of taking all those lumps last year because of injuries, putting guys in the lineup. This is the year you hope that all pays off.
Yeah. So they have a lot of guys back, and they won the year prior. Remember, he was coach of the year last year, 2 years ago. So, I mean, a lot happens in 1 year next, and it could, all those type of injuries with that. You have Toms River South with 7 starters and 8 back on defense, and they have a kid by the name of Donovan Wilkinson. And he's a big mammoth heavyweight wrestler that he's going to be a Division I product in 2 years from now. that's leading the charge. He was the MVP last year and all that. So their staff is excited because they played a lot of sophomores. I think they played 6 or 7 sophomores at certain times. So they're excited. Toms River East, I mean, they lost a lot. They have 5 guys on both sides of the ball back. They have a 4-2 JV team. Are they going to turn the corner? Are they going to turn the corner and be consistent? It's up for grabs, this whole division. And yet, the most talented team might be a Neptune if they all show up. Devon Kraft is the best running back out there. He really is.
Neptune was a total wild card from week to week last year. You'd see them get blown out and just, okay, they're really struggling. And then the next week they would be right in, double overtime with a good team or something where you had no idea what was to expect from them from week to week. I mean, with the Toms Rivers, they've been struggling for a while. It would be nice to see them. The Shore is always better when those teams, those bigger Toms River schools, are back in the mix. And when they can challenge Toms River North, and there's like the whole town rivalry with all 3 of them. When I really started covering it in the early 2000s, Toms River South had Brian Wilkinson coaching them, and they had the Dillard brothers. They were really exciting. The Storides were at Toms River East. They were really good. Toms River North had some good teams. So it's always great when all 3 of those teams can get it going. And now you have Donovan Catholic, obviously, too, as far as the Toms Rivers. But yeah, they have not been able to break through to where they're an actual threat to have a winning season and be in the playoffs.
Yeah, but it's also nice that when you have season like they did last year, but you have everybody coming back. And that's important. Sometimes it's good to hit rock bottom in terms of expectations because there's only one way to go, and that's up. And if kids start seeing improvement, you never know what happens the next year with that. But let me add to Monmouth got hit with graduation with a lot of star power. They lost some key kids. I know Coach Wendell is working hard with his team in the weight room. He loves his players, but it's going to be tough to overcome, Julian Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at this as an opportunity for somebody, right? I mean, Toms River South was a 1-win team. East was a 3-win team.
Yeah.
Monmouth was a 2-win team. Mm-hmm. So this is a chance for, a lot of these teams in this division to really start, building back up towards getting more wins, getting more confidence. Neptune was a 2-win team. So somebody has to emerge from this as a winning team and get some momentum going for their program. And I think that's, Central really struggled last year and barely had any wins because of the injuries. So, yeah, I think if I'm one of these teams in this division, I'm looking at it as an opportunity. This is a chance to push our program. If you're Pinelands, to push your program to levels it's rarely even gotten to. If you're the Toms Rivers, it's pushing it to levels where you were and you're trying to get back
Scott, I'm sorry for interrupting, but I really like the expectations now at Central after what the season they just had. So again, they were 6-4. They made the playoffs, and then they were 1-8 this year. And they got chip on their shoulder, and I think there's a lot of excitement, good leadership with Coach Pidgeon.
So you think right now, again, we're not doing things in order, but that they would be the slight front runner in your mind?
There's clumps. They're in the clumps. I think Pinelands is there. I mean, don't and again, I could see Toms River South saying, you know what, we're now when you have a lot of guys back that were sophomores, you're just that much better. You're that much better. I can't see South being another 1-win season. I can't see it. I would put my.
The other thing is, say we even say that Pinelands is the favorite. Like I just said, they've only won 1 division title in the history of the program. How would they react if the target was actually on their back, which it never is? I think that would be a whole new world for them if in the preseason somehow they were anointed as the team in this division to beat. When has Pinelands ever had to deal with those expectations?
That was a huge win when they beat Barnegat. Anytime Pinelands beats a Barnegat team, that was huge. And he was able to play Wall in that final of that regional tournament. So they were playing meaningful games. And
they took Matawan to overtime. Big rally there.
That hurt them.
That was the game that kind of opened my eyes to
if he won that game, they were in the playoffs. So
but that showed a lot of grit that game. They were getting beat what was it, 21-0 or something? So yeah, and then you were at that game and they rallied all the way back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I look at this division as, this is kind of you're in limbo division. You're not in the small school division.
Oh.
You're not up playing with the traditional powers, like that all have tons of kids coming back. This is your chance to make a move. This is like the stock market division.
Yeah.
Who's going
No,
to be
you're right.
rising? Who's going to be falling? So I think that will be interesting to see how that plays out, and to see if one of these teams can go from 1 win, 2 wins to a division title.
Would you ever think of this, that you're in a division where only Pinelands had a winning record? Think of that. Think of you saying that. I mean, when was the last time Pinelands ever had a winning record? Yet they're in the only team in the division. I don't think it's ever been done.
It's like unheard of. It's like a whole new world, So it's just, we'll see what happens. But Neptune to me is the biggest wild card. I mean, that's a team that it's hard to imagine them with like 0 wins, 2 wins in some of these seasons where you feel like they got players, they should be able to make some headway in this division. And, if their talent really shines through, then to them, they could rocket right to the front of the line.
Right.
So this is an interesting division as far as who's going to make a move, and, who could potentially go from a 1, 2, 3 win team to a division title.
Well, I mean, Pinelands has to make sure that they lost Ryan Hall, their quarterback. Who's replacing him? Are they going to be running the same schemes? And if they're not, are they going to be good at what they're going to do? I think they're going to play more smack mouth football. Peel the ears back and just run the football. But who knows? There's star power in this division. Parkinson, you got Villinger and Frawley at Pinelands. You got Sisler at quarterback. You got Royalty, the wide receiver at Central. Of course, Devon Kraft is dynamic right there. Tom River South has got Wilkinson at defensive line. So they got some dudes, and there's some star power here. But somebody here is going to, elevate their program, and for the future of their program, whoever wins this program, it's going to be a big statement for their program. It's going to be huge. So let's end it right here with that. You want more information? Stay on here. You'll be watching the data that I put with many fun facts on every single program, plus who made all the all-star teams that are returning in this division. Have fun with that, and we'll have fun covering them next year.